What's going on, everybody? Steven at you again on Bellman GA Outdoors. We're gonna take a little walk today. First off, I hope all y'all doing good out there. And for all you fathers, happy pre-Father's Day to you, because you know our day coming up Sunday. Just want to get that out the way. Yesterday, I was blessed with being able to take my 53rd trip around the sun, so I appreciate the Lord for that. Today though, we're just gonna walk around. We're gonna go out here in the woods, and we're gonna walk the property out in the woods for a little bit, and go check out some stuff and see what I might want to do this year, as far as maybe possibly moving my stand to a certain area. May go back to ground blind hunting out here like I did when I first bought the place, but we're gonna take a walk out here. I'm gonna show y'all something first though. This here's my tater patch, my little tater hill, and they growing. I just cut up, I think I cut up one potato and stuck it off in that pile of dirt. This used to be where my compost pile was, and I stuck them potatoes in there, and man, they been growing. So I hope they keep growing. So we're gonna walk around a little bit, see what my chickens been scratching up at, and I let them out. They come out here and they just scratch up everything. But we're gonna walk around out here and we're gonna take a look, see around. I ain't been out here this summer. I normally come out here throughout the summer and look around and stuff. But what we got here? I don't know what that is, but I don't want to touch it and find out. I don't know what that is or where it came from. It ain't feathers. So I got all 6 of my chickens in the coop right now. Let's walking around out here through the woods. Gonna see what we can see. Thinking about moving my stand from that location right there. I don't know if y'all see it, but we'll walk past it. Thinking about moving it from there, or either not hunting it this year. I had moved my stand up here to the front of the property. Well, that's a second stand. That's my third ladder stand. And I moved that one up here after some thieves came on the property and stole the ladder off my 2-man stand and left the seat hanging in the tree because they couldn't get it down. And it was down at the back of the property. But today I need to come out here and I need to look around a little bit, because I don't understand what's going on with my camera lens. That mug almost looking dirty. Y'all hold on for a minute. Okay, I guess it was dirty. So I want to see if there's some tracks in here, because this is where I had pulled some dirt out before. This is right on the edge of this where it gets swampy. There is some tracks in here. You see, one got some going back out through there, because that's how they like to go out through the woods. Yeah, there's some tracks in here. Y'all can see them. So the deer movement out here is never an issue. But I like that stand. That stand sits up there pretty high, man. It's almost 20 feet high. It's up there. It don't look like it on here. That mug is up there. I think it's like 18 feet or something like that. And this right here is one of my, I call it a kill hill. Something been out here digging, because I used to pull liquid deer cane out here and a bunch of other supplements and minerals. And the deer, they've been digging out here. They've been digging good. And then the other hill over here, I gotta be careful over here, because one day when I got down here by this bridge, I gotta come do this bridge ASAP. Man, there was a giant snake down here one day. That mug, he was rusty brown color, and all I know is I looked and saw that sucker. When he seen me, that mug jumped off in this Spring Creek, and he kicked about 2 or 3 times, and he was gone. So I gotta fix my little bridge. It still support my 4-wheeler when I ride my 4-wheeler across, but this is where I be showing y'all my springs. This is the part where it comes off of the one that's dammed up. And my dam done got compromised, and this is the other where it forks in, that the water just runs under the ground, and then it goes under the ground. You can see the water a little bit right there, but then it's gonna go under the ground before it even gets to those sticks right there, and then it comes back up out of the ground right here at my little bridge, and it just keeps running till it connects with 2, 3 other spring creeks, and then they all form into one big spring creek. Well, not one big one, but they form into one, and then they just they run out to the lake. But man, this grass done got high. I gotta come weed eat it. But this is another kill hill right here. When I bow hunt, it's another kill hill. I normally keep it sprayed off or whatever. Not sprayed off, but weed ate down. I got this big widowmaker right here. Man, I want to get this thing taken down. It's a big dead pine tree. I don't know if pine beetles ate it or what, but it's dead. I pray to God it fall over to the right so that it'll fall over into the swamp. This is one of my main kill areas. I love bow hunting this part of the property. Up here close to the front of the woods, just closer to the open part of the property, because when I shoot them, I usually can watch them fall before they get off the property when I shoot them with the bow. But I normally don't come back here a whole lot during the summertime. Every now and then I get on the 4-wheeler and I come back here and take me a ride. But today I wanted to actually walk back here to see how much it's grown up and stuff, and see if I see any signs of any other 2-legged animals that's been back here, if you know what I'm saying. Because they be back here. And this is a little runoff spot, but this is also one of the deer highways. There's a lot of them bucks. They cruise through this trail going back that way, going back into that finger of my property. But I'm gonna walk back here my 4-wheeler trail. I ain't been riding my 4-wheeler a lot because something done happened to that mug. It don't want to run right. But I just want to walk back here and get a look-see. I ain't been back here this summer, and there's a lot of grasses done grew up around here and make it a lot harder for me to want to walk back through here, because I can't see good in this grass, and I don't need to run up on a no-show that ain't gonna be nice if I see him. So I was gonna try to get the tractor back here. See that old tree? It fell like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. It's all rotted out. But you see that tree laying down and that oak standing behind it. That's where I had my 2-man stand on, and the thieves came in and took my ladder, and left my seat because they couldn't get it. They left it up there in the tree, and I had to come out here with and get it down. It hung up there for almost a year. But this right here is one of my favorite kill trees. I've killed more deer off of that tree than any other tree on this property. And this is going on this is our 5th year on this property, and I've hunted it for 4 years, and I've killed more deer off of that tree than any other tree out here. I can't really access the property too good over that way because spring creeks are over there, but it's also really thick. You can see how thick it's done got, and I don't want to go back off in there because I don't want to sink in black mud. This side of the property over here is where a lot of deer also come through. They used to come through. My stand was on that tree right there, and the deer would literally walk right under my feet. I think I showed a video one time while I was hunting on that tree, and my stand was on that tree, and I had a young buck just literally walk 2-3 yards from it. But y'all can see this trail. That's a deer trail going up to that hill. Y'all can't tell from here on the camera, but that hill, my property goes, if I could show y'all, over on that side, my property is shaped in a weird shape, kind of, sort of. But those double trees, it's a fence over there by those double trees. That's where my property line goes, over there. From here, that's probably 45-50 yards. And I'm gonna go back here to the swamp. Just trying to check my feet, make sure when I step over these logs ain't nothing laying on the other side. I don't want to get hit by something and see what it is and start freaking out and get real excited. But this back here was my kill spot back here. A lot of deer transition through the property back here. You can see where this green spot at. That was the spot right here that I used to kill a lot of deer right here. You see this? That's a trail going around. It goes over to the swamp. This is at the back of the property. You can see that creek over there is not running hard. That is the creek that 3 of the spring creeks flow into. They all fork up. They all fork up over there in that area of that water, but more so back to the right over there before they all start running into that one body. I see some movement on the water over there. I don't know what that is, but it's where a lot of creek grubs be. Them little minnows. But I normally come back here on my 4-wheeler during the summertime, or early spring, because I like watching the swamp grow. But I'm walking back here today. And I don't think I'm gonna walk through all the grass because I got on shorts. And I don't want to get out there. This is where the swamp begins. All that out there is wet. There's water out there. I've tracked the deer through that and had to go get it before. But this is the back of my property. This is. And y'all can't see nothing, but I'm looking back toward the house right now. So I'm out here quite a ways from the house. And I'm just looking around trying to see if I want to hunt back here this year or what. I may come back here, put me a little food plot in, bring the bush hog back here, and maybe clear off me a little spot somewhere right in this area where I used to feed at, and start hunting my tree again. That's my tree right there. That's my kill tree right in the middle of the screen. But I may do that. I may put me a little food plot back out here. I only gun hunt back here on this part of the property because I just drop them where they stand. And back here, I got a better chance of seeing a lot more deer coming from other properties. When I hunt the front, I only bow hunt up front, so I can have a lot better chance of like I said earlier, the deer dropping on my property, so I don't have to deal with people asking permission and all of that stuff to retrieve an animal. Because some of these people around here, they some pieces of work. I tell you what, but it's all good. I just keep loving them and praying for them. But I'm just walking around out here today. I don't want to get too far off the trail because like I said, I got on shorts, and plus I ain't bring nothing with me in case I see something that I might need to defend myself against. So I don't want to get too deep out here. I just walk out here all the time. I used to come out here at night a lot by myself and just sit out here in the dark. I don't know, I just like the woods like that. I think the woods are peaceful no matter what. I ain't scared of woods. The woods themselves ain't gonna bother you. It's what can be in the woods, but if you know what you're doing, and you're pretty good with woods. See, this fence here, this is on my property by a long way. This probably used to be a split up cow pasture. This whole neighborhood was a farm back in the day before they put this neighborhood here. This neighborhood has been here well over 30 years. I think my neighbor said they bought their house and they were the second house to build in here. No, the first house. Were they the first or second house? And they've been here about 35 to 40 years now. And well over 30 years. And before they built the houses in here, because they only built the houses in here to order, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody would come and look at a parcel and they would decide to build their house on that parcel, and they wouldn't build until somebody, you know, got in contract with them to build one. So each house that's in here has been here 30 years at least. And about the youngest house in here is about 30 years old. Our house is actually 35 years old. We've been here 5 years. The house was here 31 years, 32 years before we got here. So our house is actually 36, 37 years old. But it's an older neighborhood. I like that, but I like the fact that the houses don't sit right on top of each other and that you actually have some space to do whatever you want to do. I may go back to hunting this area. I don't know. I really want to hunt this finger over here because this is where all of the bucks go every time. If I'm sitting out here, this is where all the bucks go. This finger on this side. We got two fingers. If the wooded part of our property is shaped like a horseshoe, and on the left and right side, we got these fingers of woods that go through, and each one of them is about 150 yards, maybe 100 to 150 yards wide. Then it comes back off into the wooded area, and it's much bigger in the deeper woods. But the woods put a barrier between our property and people that live over there. You can see I'm still in the woods, but you can see his house is over there. It puts a barrier between our house, our property, and those houses that live in the neighborhoods over there. And then we have a couple of neighbors in our neighborhood, like the one property that's up on the hill. You can't see it, but it's up in the woods. I tried to get that part of the property. It's a field, but it separates our property from them, and our property from our neighbors that live at the top of our field on the other side of the cul-de-sac. They actually don't live in the cul-de-sac. They live on the street right at the entrance of the cul-de-sac. We live in the cul-de-sac, but yeah, I'm just looking around today trying to figure out what my next move is going to be, as far as if I want to move that stand or if I just want to ground blind hunt. At the beginning of the year, I've ground blind hunted when we first bought this property, and I had a video up on that. I was sitting up under the big live oak over here and had a deer come in, and I sat there and watched. It was a fawn. I sat there and watched it feed for the longest. But I think I may put one of my ground blinds. I cleaned out this little area up here, a little pine tree, little cut through right there between some pine trees and these other trees over here, because this is normally where my manure pile is and my wood chips pile. And got my little composter back here, and as you can see, I ain't got no wood chips and I got very little manure. So I got to come out here. I got to go get some loads of stuff. And why is there a plastic bag out here? Somebody done let some trash blow out here. But there's the field and the garden. Yeah, this was my watermelon patch right here. You see, I have not cut this. I let this stay like this for pollinators. I cut the other part of the field, as you can see up there, the big part. But back down here by the woods, because we down here by the woods, I didn't cut this part. This was all my watermelon patch before. And I didn't cut it because I was trying to get a pollinators something this year, a good reason to hang around on the property. Like I said, over the last few years, we've lost all our pollinators. A lot of the bees left and everything. So I decided to let this low end just grow up, and I'll bush hog it when I'm ready to cut it. But I just let it grow up, trying to hold the pollinators on the property. And well, I don't know how well that worked. I think I might make this a designated sunflower seed field to try to keep the pollinators on it. Maybe just some kind of flower field to keep the pollinators on the property. But I think somebody around here may spray for mosquitoes. And if y'all know, when people spray for mosquitoes, that stuff is not biased. You know, it'll kill whatever insects that it will. So it just is what it is. And there's another area over here. I had bush hogged this and cleared this off before, pushed a bunch of brush back here and stuff. But this back here, this is right here under these trees is a spring head. And you can see the creek where the ravine where it washes down. You can see where it's wet right there. If I dig down in that muddy spot over there, water will start bubbling out of the ground. I showed my pastor that one day. He was pretty amazed about that. But I want to put a well head over there somewhere, because this thing is always percolating. Water just always come up. Even I noticed that in the hottest parts of the summer, that stays wet. I had came out here and got me a lot of dirt when I was doing my boxes, because everything grows so good out here. You see, I got to come out here and bush hog again. I had pushed down a bunch of trees and stuff with the tractor out here. And last year, I was kind of frustrated at myself. And you see these nice big tracks. This one got a stick in it, but that's a good size one right there. Last year, I was sitting up in my stand with my bow. And this is on the back side of my stand. I was sitting up in the stand with the bow, and I had 2 or 3 does on the dirt hill that I showed y'all at first, right out in front of me, and I was sizing up which one I wanted, and they all of a sudden all their heads turned and they looked that way. And I couldn't move because one of them was watching me. And I was trying to see what it was. I heard steps coming from over there, and they looked. And they just watched, and then they dropped their head, and the stepping just got closer and walked right. I mean, when I tell you walked right past me and my stand, I couldn't even see what it was for a minute. So I'm sitting up in the stand. There's the stand. And then there's this little tree right here. That deer came right past that tree right there. Right past there. It's a piece of wood right here that somebody had put here before they used to cross that creek. He didn't walk on the wood. He jumped over the creek. When I heard him land, the other deer, they just kind of kept watching. And they eventually, the one that was watching me, she walked off, and the other 2 wasn't paying attention. Well, I eased around and I looked. Man, when I saw what that was going over there, my heart just sank. You talking about a nice buck. It was a nice 10-pointer, man. And I didn't get a shot on him. I couldn't move. I had a deer peg me and 2 other ones watching him. And I was pretty hurt by that. But they love to bed up in this finger of woods right on the other side of my spring creek that's right over there. And the bucks love to come down through there. The other day, man, my little girl, took the old truck out of the barn and went for a ride through the neighborhood. And when we got up the street, you can see my neighbor house that I was telling you about earlier. But when we got up the street, there was 3 deer that was trying to cross the street in front of us in the neighborhood. And 2 of them did. And one of them that I could tell, he was a buck that was starting to put on his antlers. And he had a big body. But this is where they were headed. They went behind the neighbor's house. And it's a neighbor right on the other side of that house. They went through that neighbor's backyard. And they just go into the finger. And then they come across onto my property. And I was just wondering as big as that one deer's body was, if that was the deer that I may have seen last year. But I don't know. It was an awfully big bodied deer, and it just started putting on antlers. So this is another project I gotta fix. This was my dam from my main spring creek. I gotta get a stick because I ain't stepping down there without stirring up them woods. But as you can see, yeah, there's some frogs over there taking off and stuff. It's full of frogs. As you can see, the water level is down so low in that spring creek. Where that moss sat on the bottom of that tree, that's usually about how high it is. Since I dammed this creek up, you really can't tell how deep it is. It's been dammed up since 2020. And because that's when I first got my tractor. But what happened was I used to have to try to control the flow. So I have this pipe right here and another pipe right there. There's one of them, and the other one is right there. You can see that stick on it. But I used to be able to help to try to control the flow. I would close this one off some, and then I had this brick in front of that one, and I had the flow that I wanted in there, and it was keeping the level right up here on this tree where I wanted it. Now, I can't really tell you just how deep it is in there still, because the thing is actually deeper than it look. I've stood in this creek before. Like I say, I'm not tall, I'm only 5'7", but I've stood in this creek before when it was like this on both sides, and I cannot see over the top. I can't even see up to the top of the bank up here. And the water, you can see over there on that bank, the water up there. So when this thing is holding water, what I'm saying is when it's holding water, it's holding about 3.5 to 4 feet of water in it, maybe more. And I wanted to put, fish already come up into this part. When the water gets up high enough, they'll swim up to here. And when it gets low, they go back out. But I wanted to put some brims over there, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a permit to put my pond out here on this low end. That's what I ultimately want to do. But what I was getting at was, I got this buck bed. All of this area up here is buck bedding. It's rubs everywhere in there. But it's where the bucks be bedding. And they walk right by my stand. You can see my stand over there in the woods. They'll come around over through there. They'll walk this side, the left side of the creek, up out of here. And they'll walk right in front of my stand. So it's an easy place to hunt. But the bad thing is, when this place was abandoned for the 9 or 10 years it was abandoned, and all them people that used to poach this place without anybody saying anything, they used to come in from the backside back there in the woods, and them some of the people that's done got my stand when that happened. So that's why I hunt the place the way I hunt it now. I hunt a little bit closer to the house just to protect my stuff. It is some things I wouldn't walk on this property out there if I didn't know where I was going, because you probably could get hurt real easy. Y'all can figure out what I mean by that later on. But it just changed the way I hunt the place now. I see deer every day, but it makes it a lot easier for me to teach my little girl how to hunt. I'll tell you that much, when I ain't gotta take her nowhere far from the house, because she will kill her first deer here on the property. Somewhere on the property, she may kill her first deer this year at 4 years old. Who knows? My son killed his first one when he was 7. Dre was 7 or 8. I can't remember. But I got some work to do. I gotta come out here and burn my burn. That's my burn pit right there. I got some stuff in there I need to light up before they put a burn ban in effect. And then I need to come out here and respray all this crap. When we first moved here, this big live oak, this thing, man, y'all don't even know. Got 2 of them right there. That one got 3 trunks on it. But this live oak, it was just everything all the way out to the field, to where them leaves come down over the field. It was just a grove of brush and other trees. And I cut them all down and cleared it out in here real good. You know, there was a stump from one of them, and you know, other stumps over there and all around. You tell where the stumps was because all these little trees trying to grow. But I gotta get me an arborist out here, because I got an idea of what I want to do to make sure that tree don't fall. Because if you see, it's leaning back toward the field. See, it leans out over. And if this sucker was to fall, it's gonna come way out there, and that's gonna be a big mess to clean up. And I don't want to have to do that. But I already had one big tree fall, and it's all cut up right there. That was a Bradford pear that was up by the, see that stump next to my truck up there? That's a big stump. That was the Bradford pear tree that used to sit there. And so that's it right there, cut up. I smoked some meat with that one time. Man, that stuff was so good. Ooh. But I got a lot of brush and stuff pushed up out here. I got to get a wood chipper for. But I wanted to make this an outdoor living area out here, just like a barbecue fun area, because it's a nice shade tree, man. It feels so nice up under here. But I gotta clean all this stuff out. And before I can do that. But yeah, I just wanted to bring y'all along with me on a little walk this evening. I don't get to get in the woods too much during the summertime. So I just thought I'd bring y'all along with me for a little walk around the property today. I'm finna go set out a couple more tomato plants I bought, because our tomatoes ain't doing as good as I thought they would do. We got some tomatoes over there and they doing all right, but the plants just, they ain't up to par. But I'm sorry, I thought I saw a squirrel on my corn. They destroyed my African corn next to the barn already. But anyway, I'm getting ready to go set these tomatoes out. I'm probably gonna put them in some buckets and just grow them that way. I'm growing me some late tomatoes, and I may plant some late corn, maybe some other stuff late. Maybe try some beans or peas late. I don't know. We'll see how that do. But until the next one, y'all have a blessed day. And again, happy Father's Day to all y'all daddies out there. And y'all make sure y'all get somebody to do something for y'all on Father's Day, other than yourself barbecuing whatever you want to eat. I'm trying to fight that. I don't want to cook for myself on Father's Day, but I got a feeling I'm gonna have to, because ain't nobody gonna really cook what I want the way I want. All right, but anyway, y'all have a blessed one. We'll see y'all on the next one. Later.